So good morning. We have to continue. But before we introduce our next and final speaker, we would like to draw your attention to something special from this conference, which we will take also home. So, you see, these wonderful bags, which we got here for the conference and we will take home. I will personally carry it also later on, so not just here in Portugal, but also at home. And I am honored that on this bag is also, you know, the logo and everything from the conference, and also from our amazing sponsor, bag sponsor. Do you know who the sponsor is? Was? Okay. I would like to applaud, to thank you for this wonderful bag. So the Center for Gifted Studies from Western Kentucky University, thank you very much. And now I would like to introduce our next and final keynote speaker, Professor Manabu Sumida. Dr. Sumida is a professor of science education at the Ehime University in Japan. He is currently the president of the Japan Society for Science Education and also serves as the regional representative for Asia of the International Council of Association for Science Education. Dr. Sumida's research interests focus on STEAM, but so it states for science, technology, engineering, but also arts and mathematics, and for gifted learners. And he is also founding director of Kids Academy Science, a special science program for gifted young children, which was developed and implemented at his university in Japan. For his innovative science program for young children, Dr. Sumida received the Jodi Noroji Education Award, which was named after the Japanese chemist and recipient of the Nobel laureate in chemistry 24 years ago. Dr. Sumida also received awards for his work from the Japan Society for Science Education with the International Contribution Award and the Academic Award. His talk today for our final keynote is titled Unlocking Young Children's Potential with STEAM, Kids Academy, and focuses on the talented children around us who are waiting for the educational support and opportunities they deserve. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Sumida to the stage.
I greatly appreciate your kind introduction, Dr. Moika. Thank you all for being here for the final talk on the last day of the conference. By now, I'm sure the jet lag has completely worn off, and I hope this final session offers something worth staying awake for. Okay, looking back, my journey with WCGTC began in 2007 at the 70th conference held in the UK, Warwick University. The large hall was filled with well over 800 participants from 69 countries. The convention took place amidst the beautiful surroundings of the Cotswolds and Shakespeare's County. I was one of the only 2 attendees from Japan. At that time, the president of the WCGTC was Professor Denmotai from Thailand, who warmly welcomed me. Since then, we've met several times in Taiwan. 3 years passed after the memorable moment. In 2010, I founded Kids Academy as a platform for gifted young children, the very program I'm speaking about today. Together with Professor Keith Tabor from the University of Cambridge, we edited and published 3 books of science education for gifted learners in collaboration with researchers from around the world. From 2011 to 2021, the teacher license renewal course at my university offered a program entitled Education for Nurturing Students with Gifts and Talents. And since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have launched the Gifted Academy, an online seminar series for the public, general public, which is now approaching its 66th session. There have also been significant developments in national policy. In 2022, the expert committee of the Japanese Ministry of Education released a summary of its deliberations, emphasizing the need to enhance both individual and collaborative learning for gifted and talented children, while recognizing diversity. In 2023, the projects for the promotion of support for students with special talents in specific fields was launched, and we developed teacher training videos as part of the initiatives. Last year, the 18th Asia-Pacific Conference on Giftedness was held in Japan. It marked a historic milestone as the first ever conference on gifted education to take place in Japan. We welcomed 420 participants from 26 countries and regions. APCZ 2024 attracted significant media attention with coverage in over 20 newspapers, as well as on television and radio. Having experienced the challenges of hosting a conference myself just last year, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to everyone who contributed to the big success of the 26th WCGTC conference. The 19th Asia-Pacific Conference on Giftedness will be held in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in February 2026. Has everyone received a flyer? Okay. So we very much looking forward to seeing you there. On 1st April 2025, the Ehime University, my university Center for Gifted Education and Talent Development was established. The first center of its kind in Japan. So we used EU GATE, but the EU is not the European Union, but for Ehime University. So it's a great honor for me to be here today to share this memorable milestone with you all. as we move forward, we retain committed to building on our achievements and sharing our research and practices with the wider community. So, as I've already begun to explain, here's an overview of what I'll be covering today. 3. Okay. 3 key barriers to educating gifted young children. I prepared 4. So, the first, unlocking the meaning of age. Are young children simply naive? So they're intellectual explorers. So thinking logically, asking meaningful questions, and stepping into the unknown. So here, I'd like to show you a short video. Okay, please. Okay, please check it. I think I asked the YouTube. Oh, yes. Automatically English caption. So he's interested in immune cells.
B 細胞の抗体の形がどうなっているのか。2、B 細胞はどこから抗体を出すのか。3、ヘルパー T 細胞はどうやって指令を B 細胞に送って、B 細胞はどこでヘルパー T 細胞の指令を受け取るのか。4、抗原気球は免疫細胞なのか。5、免疫細胞たちを最強にする方法を自分なりに考えてみました。まず最初に主な17種類の免疫細胞をまとめて書きました。僕の大好きな隅っこ暮らしと免疫細胞をコラボさせて書いてみました。右隅に小さく写っているのは免疫細胞の心強い仲間たちです。B 細胞の働き。
Okay, please stop.
戦場に駆けつけた B 細胞は
So it's featured a presentation given by a first-year primary school student participating in Kids Academy. He shared his interest focusing on immune cells. And for about 7 minutes, he improvised a story about them using his favorite cartoon characters. 6 months later, this child gave another presentation on Edgeworth Kuiper Belt, an area in the outer solar system. This is a report from a first-grade student who participated in the Kids Academy. So young children are naturally curious about everything, but keeping them engaged can sometimes be a challenge. So to nurture their curiosity, we gave them a task: observe, sketch, and record changes over a 5-day period while making dried apples. So this particular first grader carried out his observation with remarkable attention to detail. From the second day onwards, he began examining the apples not only from the front, but also from the back and the side. But that wasn't all. He independently explained with applying different liquids to the apples to see how they affected the drying process. He also marked several points on each apple to track how different areas changed over time. After 9 days, he submitted a report spanning more than 30 pages. At the end, he even apologized for his handwriting. So after the summer school, another first grader wrote me a thank you letter. Not only did he write it in Japanese, but he also included a version in English. Dear Dr. Sumida, thank you for the 2 pages. This child later began learning Spanish as well, and even started his own YouTube channel while still in 2nd grade. So we now unlock the many. The second, unlock, looking small world, all right? Sometimes young gifted children feel isolated, so they may have no one to talk to. However, this doesn't mean they are quiet. Persistent questioning is a common trait of gifted children. Okay, so Kids Academy responds to the intellectual loneliness often experienced by gifted young children. The program began in 2010 and has since expanded across the country, now with over 240 members all over Japan, and including some who live abroad. Italy. Sorry, here. So the curiosity of gifted children, young children, can transcend the barriers of distance. So through STEAM education and internet technology, like-minded children can connect with others they have yet to meet. They can laugh, learn, and grow together, even with friends who live hundreds of kilometers away. So here's what one child who has continued to attend both summer and winter school sessions of Kids Academy said. It would be fun to have kids like the Kids Academy members at my school. We could talk all the time, even break time wouldn't be enough. It's a kind of message that might move you. So what follows is part of my poster presentation at this WCGT conference. Their responses from secondary students who took part in the APC's Asia Pacific Conference on Giftedness 2024 Youth Summit last year. They shared that they had made friends they could truly trust, and that they hoped to work with people from diverse backgrounds to solve new problems in the future. So gifted children need teachers, peers, and society that recognize their unique characteristics and support them in realizing their full potential. So the next, unlocking gender stereotypes. So gifted young children can easily move beyond such stereotypes. The worlds of science, art, mathematics belongs to everyone. Curiosity knows no gender. Okay. The Kids Academy primarily serves kindergartners and children in the 1st and 2nd grades. This girl, a 1st grader, took part in the winter school. Both the winter and summer school conclude with children presenting their research projects. For her project, she used toilet paper rolls to investigate how the frequency of sound vibration changes when the length is doubled or tripled and quadrupled. She also observed and explained the difference in the sound when the end of the tube were open or closed. These girls in the 2nd grades of primary school she has a keen interest in things that could be dangerous, and is particularly knowledgeable about hazardous sea creatures. For her independent research project, she chose earthquakes as her theme of research. She built various structures using building blocks and investigated how easily each one collapses when shaken, presenting her findings in detail. So Kids Academy also organizes contests, and we have held 4 so far. The first contest invited children to design their dream insect using everyday household items. The second invited children to create planet cards for the solar system. The third challenge was to build a ship out of water-resistant paper that could carry as much coin as possible. One girl, so she based on her design on the idea that a sphere provides the largest volume for a given surface area. Another child visited the shipbuilding company to study the shape of the bottom of a ship and used this as a reference. The fourth contest challenged the participants to create a complex balance. They hung objects of different shapes and sizes, arranging them to achieve a beautiful balance. So far, 11 girls have won awards across these contests, with no significant difference in achievement between girls and boys. So next, fourth one, unlocking the perfectionism trap. So perfectionism refers to an extreme pursuit of excellence as Hess 1994. Gifted and talented children may fall in a negative spiral precisely because things often come easily to them. For example, if a child consistently achieves perfect score in school or competition without much effort, the expectations from parents, teachers, and classmates might gradually build up. As a result, the child might begin to demand perfection from themselves and becoming trapped in a perfectionist mindset. But remember, every Nobel Prize-winning scientist has failed at some point. So do you know who this is? So this is Dr. Hideki Shirakawa. So he was awarded Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2000 for the discovery of conductive polymers. So while attempting to synthesize polyacetylene from acetylene, one of his students accidentally used the wrong concentration of a reagent. Instead of 1 millimole, they used 1 mole, 1,000 times the intended amount. Fortunately, there was no accident, but the experiment failed. However, Professor Shirakawa noticed something unusual floating in the solution. His curiosity led to further investigation and ultimately to a scientific breakthrough. So this is a case from the Winter School 2022. In this experiment, pancakes were made using flour, baking powder, sugar, eggs, and milk. To begin with, all participating children followed the standard recipe to make a traditional pancake. After that, they were given to create a new version of pancake by removing out one ingredient of their choice. Remove one from them. This was the -1 experiment that I called. So some children predicted, for example, that leaving out the egg would result in a power pancake. One child even chose to skip the flour, suspecting it would cause the most dramatic change. So this -1 experiment encouraged the children to think creatively and develop their own pancake ideas. Some aimed for the thicker pancakes, others explored different flavors and textures. So if we had simply followed the recipe, these pancakes, the creative ideas would never have emerged. So what's more, because the activity only involved removing one ingredient, so that's no risk concentrating or mixing incompatible substances. It's completely safe. Another example of safe failure that we explored with the children at Kids Academy involved the use of generative AI. As part of the Winter School program, we conducted an activity in which the AI generated multiple choice questions. I provided a question, why do rice cake puff up when they were baked? But they asked the AI to come up with the answer options, and it generated a set of interesting and plausible choices because the rice cake is happy, interesting. The AI generated. We then asked the AI to select the correct answer. It chose option 1 because the air trapped in the rice cake expanded. But I believe the correct answer was actually option 2. I explained that this is because the change in volume is greater when a liquid turns into a gas than when the gas expands. The AI sincerely acknowledged its mistake and corrected itself. We apologize for the misunderstanding. We will explain it exactly as you have indicated. The rice cake puffed up because the water inside it expanded. You are correct. So the children were surprised that the AI could make an error, and this sparked their curiosity. They began to ask their own questions, initiating a lively and unquestionable discussion. So here's the questions one of the children came up with and asked the generative AI. Select 3 prime numbers from the following 10 numbers. There are 5 prime numbers. So the child asked AI to choose 3. All right. It's a little tricky. Interesting. Okay. So at this point, let's shift our focus a little more towards STEM. So globally, STEM education is a focus of numerous studies and practices across multiple disciplines. A simple Google search for STEM education, or STEM education research yields over 1 billion results. However, serious academic interest only began around 2010. gaining real momentum in the mid to late 2010s. In the early stage, DAGA 2010 offers the following summary of STEM education individually. But the significance of STEM education extends beyond preparing a future workforce to derive economic growth and sustain national leadership. It also lies in its ability to break down traditional disciplinary boundaries, fostering integrated approaches to real-world challenges. STEM places emphasis on innovation and the application of technology to design creative solutions to complex problems. Oh, sorry. The markers, makers. 2020 defined exceptional talent in STEM disciplines and emphasized the performance assessment in both effective and essential. With its focus on problem solving and innovation, STEM education offers strong initiatives and supporting gifted children, helping them grow and thrive. Okay. The Nobel Prize has a history of over 100 years. It's one of the most prestigious awards, as it was the first international prize in science. So who received the Nobel Prize? According to Alfred Nobel's will, it is awarded to those who, during the preceding year, have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. This figure shows the number of chemistry Nobel laureates and the countries of their affiliation at the time they award across 3 different time periods. Although the fundamental principles of chemistry transcend language and culture, the global center of chemistry research has shifted over time. In the first half of the 20th century, the Nobel landscape was clearly Eurocentric. During the second half of the century, the United States emerged as a dominant force with 44 scientists receiving the Nobel Prize in chemistry. In the 21st century, we are growing presence of laureates from Asia and Middle East, indicating a diversification of global leadership in chemical research. This table summarizes the distribution of shared and unshared Nobel Prize in chemistry across the 3 time frames. In years where multiple laureates were awarded, the table also distinguishes whether they were affiliated with research institutions in the same country or in the different countries. It showed a clear trend. The proportion of single recipient prizes has decreased over time, while the proportion of the shared hours has increased. Notably, in the 21st century, this is a bit old data until 2012, but even so, around half of the chemistry Nobel Prize have been shared with scientists from different countries. So in this table, the research fields of chemistry laureates are sorted and listed if they accounted for more than 10% in each of the 3 time frames. Notably, biochemistry emerged as a prominent area in the second half of the 20th century. So now we can recognize 3 key characteristics of the 21st century science. It's interdisciplinary, collaborative, and international. Fields such as biochemistry, biology plus chemistry are on the rise, reflecting the growing importance of interdisciplinary research. Modern science, in particular, is increasingly conducted through international and collaborative efforts. So now, let's turn our attention a bit to Japan. So following the hunting society, agrarian society, industrial society, and information society, we are now entering a fifth stage, the imagination society. This is a society where digital transformation is combined with the imagination and creativity of diverse individuals to solve social issues and create new values. Okay. So Japanese government has produced a very short introductory video. It includes English subtitles. So please take a look.
10分後に荷物をお届けします。ここはちょっと未来の日本のとある町。時間ぴったり。IoT や AI 技術によって叶えられるソサエティ 5.0 の社会です。
おはよう。朝ごはん何にしようかな。
スムージーはいかがですか？
いいね。
そろそろお出かけの時間です。
よっ、コロッケパンとミックスサンドいつものお店でお願い。
注文しておきます。
昨日から血圧が高いみたいですが。
あら、そう？おばあちゃん行ってきます。行ってらっしゃい。おはようございます。
おはよう。はい、これ。
ありがとう。
危ねえ、間に合った。
先輩。
ああ、お前も乗るとこ。
はい。未来が楽しみでしょ。
なんか言った？
なんでもないです。
Thank you. So the science and technologies are for everyone, not just scientists. So they bring benefits to society as a whole, including rural communities, older people, and young children. Do you know this person? This is Dr. Akira Yoshino, who was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2019 for his development of the lithium-ion batteries. Dr. Yoshino is not a university professor. He is a researcher at Asahi Kasei Corporation. So today, more than ever, it's time to share wisdom and insights across industry, academia, and government to build a new human-centered society. STEAM education still has room to grow. Here is an example of a STEAM activity I conducted with young children at the kindergarten using water as the central theme. In a large sandbox, the children explored natural disasters by varying the amount of water. This hands-on experience helped them imagine the impact of floods and droughts and to consider solutions such as dams and breakwaters. Activities like this can lay the groundwork for understanding broader themes, including how we might achieve peace and well-being through science, creativity, and empathy. Here is an idea I proposed some time ago. What if we repeated the A in STEAM with agriculture instead of art? So agriculture is a truly global field. It integrates technology, science, and businesses, and it's central to solve urgent issues like the global food crisis and food safety. As Kids Academy, some children experienced with different light wavelengths to accelerate the plant growth. So they made different conditions of different light wavelengths to accelerate the plant growth, building simple plant factory like this, plant factory. And calculating energy consumption is also one way for gifted young children to explore STEM through hands-on learning. These experiences help children connect STEM to real-world issues and cultivate curiosity that grows with every harvest. So I propose a new term for these engaged in STEM. STEMmer or STEAMer. ER implied someone who actively participate, teacher, player, like that. All right, participation in STEM-related learning, teacher, and innovation. So if you're interested in the related literature, so you can download this guidelines that we edited, we produced from Asia Pacific Federation on Giftedness freely from the website. So gifted children, teachers, parents, counselors, organizations, local authorities, businesses, and academic associations, we are all STEMers. So by embracing diversity and fostering collaboration across sectors, STEM education can enrich society and help shape a better future. Right? So, if you are starting to feel a little tired, don't worry. Let's shift to a lighter topic. I'd like to talk about something simple yet fascinating. Paper. All right. Okay, there are many different types of paper all around us. So paper embodies a rich blend of history, science, and technological innovation. In Japan, banknotes were redesigned around this time last year using the latest advancements in science and technology. Okay, use paper. Oh, acid-free? Some more, okay, a lot. So, can you imagine the paper as a musical instrument? Try making different sounds with paper. So, oh, that's great. Actually, can you make different sounds with just a sheet of paper? Oh, great. Oh, nice. Very nice. Good, good, good. Oh, very good, very good, very good. Yes. For example, pop it, shake it, pull it, rub it, roll it, tear it. Okay, that's interesting. So can you actually play music using paper? Okay, great. So this activity is even more enjoyable when done together in person. So let me show you a performance by prospective teachers from my university class. Oh, sorry. Oh, that one, left up, please. Yes.
クリスマスなので、慌てんぼうのサンタクロースを演 まあ工夫した点は、楽しくそれだけです。まあちょっと感想長いです。はい。
Good, very nice. So let's move another one. So they prepared guitar, drums, and takt. That's very fun. So today was a keynote speech, but one day I'd love to join you in a workshop to enjoy this kind of activities of Kids Academy introduced today and even more. Okay. Oh. Okay. And sparkling of amazing ideas from children, I'd like to share a unique case of paper innovation. Making paper from discarded fruits and vegetables. This idea originated from a child independent research project. Each year, he compiled multiple volumes of research files, which included prototypes of handmade paper. In addition to creating the paper itself, he studied its color, absorbency, strength, and friction. At the branding seminar held in his prefecture, this food paper was developed by combining traditional Japanese paper-making techniques with a new ingredient, food waste. The child idea has now been brought to market as a real product. The paper innovation take any forms: heat-resilient paper, waterproof paper, and other specialized types that has been developed for specific applications. When children participated in the Kids Academy, were introduced to these examples and invited to design their own original type of paper. One child came up with the idea of magnetic paper and actually created a sheet of paper by mixing iron sand into the pulp. So cardboard beds were used in the Olympic Village. Even paper can support Olympic athletes. This is a Christchurch Cathedral in New Zealand, which was partially destroyed by the earthquake in 2011. The current structure is made mostly of paper and was designed by Japanese experts in disaster recovery. It is said to be able to last for up to 50 years. Okay, so my time is nearly up, so I'd like to move on to my final topic. I must admit, I spent quite some time deliberating over how best to present this part. In the end, I thought it fitting to conclude by sharing and celebrating a bit of culture together. So do you have a traditional way of closing a meeting or celebration in your country? No. In Japan, we have a custom called Sanbon Jime. It's a simple and joyful way of clapping together to show appreciation, to wish for success, and to bring an event to a close. Sanbon Jime means 3-time closing. And the pattern is very simple. 3 claps, yes, very simple. So 3 claps, 3 claps, 3 claps, 1 final clap. We repeated the whole pattern 3 times. All right? Very simple. And please use the paper like that. Easy, okay? Very easy. So now to celebrate the success of the 26th WCGTC conference and to wish you all the best, let's do Sanbon Jime together. Are you ready? Yo! One more. One more. Okay, thank you very much. That's all for today.
So thank you very much. Yes, for this inspiring keynote. So now we have a few minutes for questions or for comments. Please go ahead. Yes. Dear, please, Mike.
What does the support look like from parents or educators to help the process of getting these projects?
So, I'm the head and one assistant, and a team of graduate students and undergraduate students, and we discuss about the curriculum and of course, we have running this program online, so the parent support is required just beside the child, and of course to make a presentation, the final presentation. But the post-feedback survey shows that even that it's important that this program is not only for children, but also for parents. And the discussion or conversation between parents and the children emerged or increased. That is a result of, I think, the good effect of the program.
Thank you. Here, yes.
Thank you for very entertaining and refreshing presentation. One question, because the kids are really small, grade 1 kids, and doing some online works. So, 2 questions. So how do they register to the academy? So do you have a process in place, or anybody can do it? And the second is, because it's online, sometimes these are really small kids and parents are not really trained to meet to their demands or needs, learning needs. So sometimes they must be lost. So how do you cope up with that?
The first one, we have some different processes to join the summer school or winter school. The first, they have to submit their properties and to be a member of Kids Academy. The second one, we have some the very, how to say, a kind of the activity meeting, so anyone can join. And after that, so some of the children who are very, how to say, the intellectual or the keen to participate will apply for summer school or winter school. And we selected their achievement and their learning experience based on their parents' form, like that. And second question is about the what about?
So since they are very small kids and most of your classes are online, so how do you put up a system in place when they are lost or they need instant help or guidance?
Okay, I would just like to share my, how do you say, I love the word of the physicist in UK, John Simon said, the strength of science is tolerant to different opinions. So as a philosophy of Kids Academy, we should be tolerant as possible, especially for young children, even though they sometimes cannot be concentrated on all these activities. That's fine. So next time, please try again, something like that. So not so strict.
Dear Professor, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. My question is, do you expect if and what will be Society 6.1 or 2 or 3 or 5?
6.0. I think we should, how do you say, after the Society 5.0 is the proposing some peaceful world, and the Society 6.0 will be, how do you say, also peace and well-being and something, how do you say, working together. So it's kind of so we, not only the human beings, but also the creatures and the old planets, we live in the same world. This kind of notion should be shared.
Thank you. Do we have any other question and comments? No? Okay. So on behalf of the World Council, I would like to thank you again for this inspiring and great keynote speech. So, Professor, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. In Japan, so we have a tradition, the return gift. So I prepared a return to Dr. Moika. This is a Castilla. So the Portuguese word, the Japanese sponge cake, I think the idea was imported 400 years ago. So I prepared the Japanese green tea taste Castilla. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.